anything that Jesus believes, that Republicans are opposite of. It's amazing. But yet they call themselves these God-fearing Jesus Christians. You're like, get the f out of here, bro. You fake. Jimmy Myers brings up a very good point. You're right. He says, I try not to laugh, Jimmy. But go ahead. He said, Jimmy brings up, let me try it again. Hold on. Take two. Jimmy brings up a good point. He says, yes, but Jesus is going to give them more oil. Praise Jesus. Thank you so much, Jimmy. You're right about that. Yeah, that's the thing about MAGA and Republicans. They're the fakest Christians you've ever seen, bro. You got to love the fact that they walk around here acting like they're these Jesus-fearing freaks. They're not, though. They hate Jesus. And you can tell that they hate Jesus because they just do the opposite of what Jesus wants. I mean, they literally do the opposite of what Jesus wants, bro. Like, you cannot make this up in every aspect. Throw something at me in the comments, bro, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, just give me like an example. You know what I mean? Like of anything that Jesus believes. And I'll tell you, yep, the Republicans are the opposite of that. Like anything that Jesus believes, that Republicans are opposite of. It's amazing. But yet they call themselves these God-fearing Jesus Christians. You're like, get the f out of here, bro. You fake nonsense. Vaylox says, give examples. Well, I was asking you guys for examples, but I'll give you an example. Like, so the whole Jesus was very, very much in favor of and taught that you are to treat your neighbors as you would want them to treat you, right? When it comes to the poor and the not so much favored, we have to protect those types of people. We shouldn't be going after them. This is the exact opposite of what those two examples right there are things that Republicans love to do. They don't stop at all. They don't say, no, we can't do this. They do it. That's like it's part of their movement. It's crazy, but that's just a couple of examples. Wolf asks a great question. 2024 election, if it was Bernie versus Trump, who would have won? Bernie. I say that very, very confidently, and I'm going to tell you exactly the reason why. He's a white man. That's the reason why. That's the number one reason right there. And I know that that's going to sound weird. Like, wait a second. Bernie's loved by so many people, and his message is great. That too. Don't get me wrong, but he's also a white man, right? Kamala came this close to beating Trump, but she was a black woman, and that she lost a ton of votes for because this country's racist, unfortunately. And then Hillary Clinton, she did beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes, but the Electoral College, the way that's set up, Donald Trump ends up taking it, and she beat him by 3 million votes in the popular vote, but she was a woman. And so those two things were against Kamala. She was black and she was a woman, and that is why she lost. Bernie would have easily won against Donald Trump. And I love Bernie Sanders. I wish he would run for president right now. And he's like 80 years old, and I think he would be a great president right now. Look, Russian user says, no, he would not have. I'm sorry, Russian user. Did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry. But you know what the good news is? You get to look at me while I tell it to you, right? Look how good I look. God damn, I'm looking really good tonight. I got to tell you, Steve. Where's my ladies at, by the way? I need a lady to tell me how good I look. And it'll make me feel better.